I'm your host, Stephen Vanover, here on the SportsTalkLine Network, where we talk sports 24/7, 365. This is NFL Week 10, SportsTalkLine Game Day live reaction. And yeah, that's a mouthful, so we got that out of the way. And I am here with Mr. Nate No Remorse Dowdy. Good day, sir.
Hello, Van.
Hello back. Send me to a crisp, the fire of your enthusiasm. Let's jump right to it. I got some scores here of some early games. 2024, 27-30, and a really close one, 7-10. But you've got a close game going now between Buffalo and Green Bay that's almost over. Catch us up on what's happening.
Buffalo and Arizona, actually. Oh, my God. It was unbelievable because the game was 26-23 Arizona with 34 seconds left. Josh Allen hit Stephon Diggs for the go-ahead touchdown. Looked like game over. Not this time with Kyler Murray throwing back a fadeaway Hail Mary to DeAndre Hopkins with about 4 seconds left. Caught touchdown. That's all she wrote. Arizona comes out with the victory, stealing that one.
Oh, wow. Totally, man. So he's going to be one of those QBs you can leave too much time on the clock for.
Yeah, all 5'9" and 3/4 of him, whatever he is, and about $165 soaking wet. But he added to that game with 2 additional rushing touchdowns. So Kyler Murray, I think he takes the spot as the number 2 in the MVP voting, if you ask me.
Ooh, that's pretty hefty, and we'll get back to maybe number 1 on that in a little bit. Let's keep going, Nate. Not only did you just see that game, but in the green room, you were ranting about a certain running back showing up today.
Ronald Jones, and I gotta preface this. He had a 98-yard run, so he's not quite Tony Dorsett. I want to set that straight. Tony Dorsett still has the record, 99 yards.
He's not getting in the 99 club. That's an exclusive club, okay?
That's an exclusive club. I want to make sure that is perfectly clear. But a 98-yard
Henry's
run.
in that club, right?
Yeah.
All right. There are a few. All right. So, but the guy had a hell of a day, didn't he? What is that?
192 yards rushing.
Wow.
Over 8.3 yards per attempt. Oh my God, he was off. But here's the thing. People are so focused on Gronkowski, Tom Brady, all the other stars around here. Ronald Jones is having a breakout season. He's already surpassed his mark of his career high already with 730 yards in 9 games so far. This guy is breaking out, had a career average of 4.2 yards per carry, which is just below league average. This year, 5.1. This is an undersung Tampa Bay Buccaneer that more people need to be talking about.
Well, that's what I was going to mention. If you just take away that 98-yard run from his total, the guy's still over 100 yards, and he's ripping right off about 5 yards a carry. So, I mean, it wasn't just a fluke. He earned that big run. So this is a hell of a day. And, man, this actually leads into the subject I wanted to talk about. I wanted to talk about other aspects of the game. And basically, I mean, you talk about bad luck. You're the Carolina Panthers. You're thinking, okay, who we playing next week? We just had a tough loss. And, oh, look. We're going to face Tom Brady the week after the worst game of his career. And, hey, do we got defenders that can get in his face like they did last week? Yeah, we don't. There is, they get 1 to 2 sacks a game, or 1.5, I think. Yeah, all right. And they got 1 sack this game. Brady went off. And he also had that running game there to rely on. But he went out 28 of 39, 3 touchdowns, 0 interceptions, 341 yards. You match that with a running back having a day like that, what do you expect this game to be, man? 46-23. That's what I expected it to be, and that's what it was. Would you want to face Brady the week after his game last week?
Yeah, when he's in a cane and everything like he is right now. But still, Carolina's played everybody tough all season long, and then here comes Hurricane Brady. Well, actually, no. Hurricane Jones the third.
Oh, there you go, man. I mean, yeah, who fed who right there? Because everybody was getting theirs. Mike Evans got his score in the red zone. I think he's got I don't know how many games in a row of scoring in the red zone. The guy is a monster, and Brady really enjoys that. This was a hell of a game. It was a Louisiana ass whooping from pretty much the get-go. They dominated in the passing game, in the running game. Pretty darn excited. All right, we're going to hand it back to you, and we just talked about a quarterback having a hell of a day. Now we're going to get back into another MVP candidate, and it's Russell Wilson. And his last few games haven't been looking so hot, and he had another one of those dud potatoes today, didn't he?
Yeah, he's had 8 interceptions now in the past 5 games. If you look at his career, the most he's ever had was 11. So, young man, you got to pull a little switcheroo right here.
You got to talk to Mrs. Wilson and ask, you know, what's going on at home there, all right? Is everything getting taken care of? Because this guy is not in sync. But actually, it's not that at all. It's everything, man. It's the running game is not really working for him. The defense, he hasn't played with a defense like this. It's not the Legion of Boom. It's the Legion of Doom, their own. And it's sorrowful to see. And now we're finding out what happens to all QBs. We're talking to you, Philadelphia Eagles fans. When your QB doesn't have the horses around him to do what he would like to do.
Yeah, and particularly with Russell Wilson, there's a particular play I want to draw attention to, and that was his red zone interception in the first half. Now, he took off, looked like he had a whole bunch of room to run, could have easily picked up a first down on a 3rd and 5. That's typically the play he normally decides to go with. He takes what the defense gives to him. Instead, he threw across his body right into a defender in the end zone. Interception. This is something you usually don't go back onto your point here. This is not Russell Wilson, what we're used to seeing.
No, to steal from you.
Hey, now we're not.
And, he had a red zone interception a game or two back, too, didn't he?
Yeah, I mean, this is a case where you're obviously seeing a guy trying to do too much, and I realize he has about 30 touchdowns this season. Obviously, the guy's still an MVP candidate, having a career year, all this stuff like that, but Seattle just dropped their 2nd game in a row now going to a team that beat them earlier this season in Arizona on Thursday. This could be a big slide off from what we saw in the beginning of the year.
Oh, yeah, 100% agree with that, man. When you look at what goes on and what comes out of a game like this, with the season and the schedule being so up in the air, you don't know from week to week what's going to be happening with COVID, with all of these soft muscle tissue injuries because of no training camp, though those seem to have abated somewhat. This brings it up into just a wild situation for them. These are games that, normally they would be winning and walking away with handily, and now they're losing them.
Yeah, and if you want to go back to what the Russell Wilson's performance against Arizona was earlier this season, he threw 3 picks that game.
Man, not good, Russell Wilson. You need to do better. But, I mean, they let some guys walk. They have some salary cap issues. When you pay a QB as much as Russell Wilson is making, there's a contingent out there that says you got to be able to pick up the slack, dude. Or you should do it the Brady way, take less money so you can freaking win. You'll make more money in the long run. Just ask Michael Jordan. He has the rings.
And 6 of them like Brady.
Yeah, there you go. But who's counting, right? All right, I want to flip over to another QB story. And this is from the NFC Least division. And they had another matchup there where the Philadelphia Eagles were playing the New York Giants. And it's a game that we predicted. Tom McAllister and I, we picked the Giants to win this game. We both said that Philadelphia had more talent, but I put it bluntly, I think the Giants are a team on the upswing and the Eagles are not. And it was proven right, but more importantly, one of the things that Tom McAllister has been harping on for weeks is if the Giants could do two things, they could start winning games. And Daniel Jones is going to help with a lot of this because they need him to hold on the ball and not do these silly-ass turnovers that he does. And then the other thing is they need some kind of a running game. They don't need a running game, with Adrian Peterson in his prime, but they need a running game as opposed to, not having a running game. So for the second week in a row, they delivered both of those things. Their defense delivered huge, making big-time stops in the fourth quarter, and they got another win. I think this is awesome news.
Yeah, no, it's not awesome news, but I mean, it's. Let's put it to this way. I want to flip back around, talking about a different quarterback story. Carson Wentz, I started you today on fantasy football, and what do? You took that big stork nose of yours, and you absolutely blew a big snot rocket in my face. So, Carson Wentz.
He heard that a Cowboys fan had started him, so that now we know why he blew it out all day. Blew it out his poker career all day. He played terribly, man. Now, he didn't have any help. He had guys dropping balls. He had the line breaking down in coverage, and the running game was extremely inconsistent. But I don't really blame that on the players. I blame it on the coaching staff, man. They were like, whenever they would give Miles Sanders the ball, he would generally make good things happen. They just stopped giving him the ball. And it's like, are you guys paying attention to what's happening here?
Yeah, it's like you gotta get your quarterback involved in the game. And then to Wentz's credit, he didn't have a game where he gaffed over 4 turnovers like the previous game against the Cowboys. But this Eagles offense is just anemic.
Well, Wentz went 21 of 37, 208 yards. That's it, okay? No touchdown, no interception, though he did have 2 interceptions dropped. All right, Daniel Jones, on the other hand, went 21 and 28 tries for 244 yards, outgained him, and he didn't throw for a touchdown, but he took off and he ran 9 times for 64 yards. One was a beautiful scamper for 34 yards, and he scored the touchdown. And I think that's the key for him, is to not take off and run for the goal line, and if he's more than about 34 yards out, because once he gets to about 40, 50 yards, he can trip and fall. So that's not a good thing. You don't want him doing that. But this time, he's so aware of ball security, and that is the story of the day for me. When he's going down and he's like halfway down there running in the clear, he looks around and all of a sudden some people are coming in, and he pulls the ball down like this and starts running like with a John Wayne run to the end zone. And it was just a beautiful thing because he was protecting that football, and that's what he needs to do.
Yeah, well, I mean, like John Wayne also ran like he had a stick up his butt. So I mean, there's that.
I tried to describe what it looked like, and then later in the pocket when he was going down from pressure, he went down a few times. He immediately was pulling that ball in tight like you're supposed to. His ball security awareness was great. He got lucky today. He had one doink where he hit the defender right in the hands, and he got away with it. But, hey, Wentz did it twice and got away with it. So, that's it for that. And, hey, it's up to me. My bad. Before you guys leave, everybody listening right now, if you haven't done it yet, please hit that subscribe button. Hit that little notify bell. We really appreciate it. Without you, there's nothing. And that's it for our live reaction. Nate, take us on home.
Oh, I don't feel like I had enough of a live reaction there. Like, oh, my God, I just, I saw a pair of tits for the first time. No. But there's enough about that.
But enough about your new boyfriend. Okay.
Yeah, exactly. Stacked. No, anyway. Listen like you play with intensity.